Okay, now you can hear me. Thank you, Masita. All right. Okay, so for those of you who missed out that whole big chunk, what I'm doing right now is, what I've done is I am halving these ingredients. And what I've used is, so I've just stopped it for a while. Luckily, I checked. Maybe I should make that a point where I need to check the audio before I actually go live. I mean, I'll check with the audience. All right, so thank you guys for bringing that up. So inside, instead of button mushroom, I've actually put in shiitake and some other mushrooms. I think it was enoki. I've halved the ingredients. I'm going to see if this is going to turn out right. I've added in the water and all the other ingredients, including milk. But if you are doing multi-layering, because sometimes I make this with my mantau, and after some trials and errors, I realized that if I put in the milk too early, while I'm steaming, whatever I'm steaming upstairs, right? Upstairs, at my varoma set or varoma dish, then it won't steam as well. So omit the milk, put it in later with your cream and your cream cheese if you want that in. So yeah, let's just go back and continue cooking this for about another 8 minutes or so. Oh Lord. Yay, okay, dengar sudah. Okay, so the topic today is rather hot. I don't know if it's clear, but hopefully you guys can hear me now, because now I don't have my mic with me. I just realized that I didn't charge it, or I thought I charged it, but I didn't. So it's okay. Let's move on to the controversy that took place this morning, Malaysian time, 8 a.m. That would be 8 p.m. In US, in Hollywood. So basically, this took place. Check it out, okay? Because it's hard for me to explain it unless you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, don't worry. I've got the full version, which is uncensored, and hopefully I won't get kicked out. Here we go.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay. Okay.
So that took place. That was the uncensored version. Of course, when you're doing live shows, there's going to be like, well, I don't know about other places. I know in Malaysia, we've got about a 2-minute gap in case that we need to censor anything or there's any technical glitch. There'll be about 2 minutes for us to fix things up. In Hollywood, I'm assuming that's what happened too, because there was a bit of, in between buzz. So my husband's actually watching the actual Oscars right now, the replay. But this has been making it circle around entertainment news and such, and I've got my hands on it too. So just to give you context, basically, Jada Pink, she's now Otak, right? And Chris Rock, who is the comedian host for the show of the Oscars for yesterday or just now, was, he pointed it out. And he sort of joked about her being G.I. Jane. And G.I. Jane is a badass character, right? But you could clearly see that Jada was not impressed. She sort of rolled her eyes. I think some of you caught that. And initially, Will was laughing with Chris Rock. And I'm guessing what took place, because we didn't see it on cameras. Maybe Jada mentioned like, whatever. And Will reacted to it. Or maybe he saw his wife's reaction to Chris Rock's joke. And that's when he went over, slapped him. So when you see the live version of it, these bits are a bit fuzzy. And some people are saying, is that scripted? Because you know how sometimes they script these little dramas in between. It's a bit of acting there, and that usually happens. And I know it for a fact because we do that also here in our award shows in Malaysia. But then this went around, and clearly it's not scripted. It was out of, and moments later, Will Smith actually accepted an award for Best Actor for the role that he plays, playing the father of Venus and Serena Williams, and that was like top ass. I saw that video, and my husband and I were saying, "Oh my God, he so deserves an award for this," and he did. All right. Now, again, just to give context, whether or not what Will did was right or wrong, how do you think Chris? Was it funny? Was it just bad taste? So there was a lot of comments coming out. In fact, one of my friends, Harith Iskandar, I just saw one of his posts over Instagram, and he said it's not cool because he's a comedian himself. Will Smith understands comedy because he has been involved in sitcoms. He may not be a stand-up comedian per se. So there's no right or wrong, but I want to hear from all of you. What are your thoughts about this? But before we go into that, this is not the first time that Chris Rock has sort of made a hit at Jada Pink. Okay, so check this out. It was a good for him, bad joke. Okay, so Liana thinks that it was good for Will Smith to slap Chris Rock because, and I'll give you more context about that also on why she's bought that and probably why she rolled her eyes. But before that, let's take a look at 2016, where Chris Rock also made a hit at her, basically saying something about her not turning up for the awards back in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. And this is her reply to him.
Jada Pinkett Smith reacts to Chris Rock calling her out at the Oscars.
We'd love to hear what you have to say about it.
Exactly 1 week after Oscars host Chris Rock called out Jada Pinkett Smith for boycotting the show during his opening monologue, the actress responded to the comedian's joke, seemingly taking it all in stride.
Hey, look, that comes with the territory, but we gotta keep it moving. There's a lot of stuff we gotta handle, a lot of stuff going on in our world right now.
Oh, wow.
We gotta keep it moving.
E.T. caught up with actress Angela Bassett last week, and she offered her 2 cents on Chris Rock's performance.
I think he did a magnificent job. Yeah, tough position, a tough call, but he was very strong. But, it's strong words that we need to make some kind of change.
He wasn't even afraid to call Jada Pinkett Smith out. Were you surprised by that?
Well, Jada was the spark. She was the spark that got the dialogue going. So, yeah, she can handle it. She can handle herself. She's a tough cookie.
So that happened in 2016, and her response to it, she can tell that she could take it, as Angela pointed out. Also, she said she's a strong lady, and that's just how it works in the entertainment scene. Now, for someone who was in the entertainment scene, I know that sometimes, especially in comedy, and I've done stand-up before, for good stand-up to work, you need to push the envelope. You need to hit the boundaries. You need to pursue the boundaries. You need to go beyond the boundaries, okay? But when is it bad taste and when is it not? At the same time, having been at the other side where I was Chris Rock, I didn't say anything bad or whatever, but I know that I was rattled by someone in the audience. And it takes a lot for you to just compose. And that was live, mind you, live by your fellow peer. I don't know if there was some history behind the both of them. But again, there's mixed reactions with regards to this. Some people said, good for you, Will. Good that you're protecting your wife's dignity. Some people, or most people, in fact, if you go to his Will Smith Instagram right now, people are saying like, oh, bad on you, you're cursing. They omitted that part out, but obviously from the unedited version, you can see him like, do not never talk to my wife's name again. F you, right? F you, right? And some people were saying, yeah, that was really bad taste, like Chris Rock. Don't you know? Okay, this is where it comes in. The reason why she is bota is because she suffers from alopecia, which is an illness that makes your hair drops a lot. So instead of trying to get all stressed out because you're trying to keep your hair in or trying to figure out how to fix this hair problem of yours from a disease that you just can't control, then best to just potakan, all right? So for those of you who just joined us, hello, hello. We're doing like upon bebels, and I am making creamy mushroom soup. The recipe is found over cookidoo, and you can actually half the ingredients, which I'm doing today. And instead of using button mushroom, I am using Shitakke, which is half the price. So we've already cooked whatever that was required earlier on. Smells very good. So next, we're gonna add in the cream. Got some cream over here. Yes, Iman, is there anything? My daughter came in. She's probably like, what is that? Can I have some? So I'm gonna add this in. I've got like my fan really strong because it's like really panas, and because I'm cooking, even though there's no like cooking fumes per se, but I want the windows open, the doors open, so I'm not using the air conditioning. I think that's just now. So yes, hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Oopsie. I think I'm gonna add in a bit more cream because it says here 12, but I'm pretty sure I weighed in more than 12. And the only reason why I'm halving this ingredient is because we've got still leftover nasi ayam from lunch, and I don't like to waste food. So I've decided instead of making a full-on spaghetti bolognese for dinner, I'm just going to have this with the leftover nasi ayam that we have, okay? All right, so I'm going to add in some parsley sprigs. This is from my garden, just the leaves. I love the fact that I grow my own herbs because I just can't be asked to be, you know, picking or buying just a bit of herbs for the sake of that particular recipe. And I know there's some ways that you can do it. You can like freeze it and stuff, but I don't want to. It says here optional of 40 grams of cream cheese, but I'm not going to put that in. And then I am going to cook it for another 2 minutes. And we're going to continue with our little chat. So 2 minutes, 90 degrees Celsius, because we've got cream inside, so we don't want it to be too hot. Speed 2. All right. So, sambong balik kita bercerita, you all. Kita bercerita. Let's see, anyone else is commenting over here. Okay. I'm so glad that now you guys can hear me. I don't know what happened, but it's all right. We're back. So, going back to what happened earlier on, just a little recap. The Oscars was a bit of controversy because Will Smith, uncensored, this is the uncensored part, went over, slapped Chris Rock. Chris Rock composed himself and, you know, sort of like said, you know, he came back quite strongly. It must have been hard for him because it's live and he just had it, you know, he's been, that was hard. That was hard. And he didn't slap back. Apparently, they apologized, but that's not been, you know, they made up after the show, but that has not been officially announced yet or officially confirmed. That's the word, confirmed. However, Will Smith, after he was actually awarded an Oscar award, a few moments after that, after the whole incident, and this is his.
Oh man. Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. Making this film, I got to protect Ingenue Ellis, who was one of the strongest, most delicate people I've ever met. I got to protect Sanaya and Demi, the two actresses that played Venus and Serena. I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people and to be a river to my people. And I know to do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. But Richard Williams, and what I loved, thank you, D. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
Yep, so that basically sums up his acceptance speech. So some people were saying, you know, at the end of the day, it was all about him. He made it all about him. I don't know. And I'm a big fan of both Chris Rock as well as Will Smith. Now, more about that in just a bit, because right now it says here, keep measuring cup inserted, because we're going to go into our next step, which is to sort of turn the speed to speed 7. And we're going to increase it slowly from 3.5 all the way to 7 because it's still hot. Now, when you are blending hot ingredients, you want to go gradually, okay? You don't want to go straight to the required speed. You want to do it slowly. And I'm gradually going to go up to speed 7 as we blend all the mushrooms before we make it into mushroom soup. Another 27 more seconds. And I'm doing this in my living room. Very powerful. You can hear the motor going on. In 2 and 1. All right. So now it is ready. And you can serve it hot if you've got some extra parsley, or you want to have some mushrooms inside, or like, you know, unchopped, then you can also do that. Ta-da! You can see how creamy it looks. And I'm just going to pour it in. You can add in a bit of other cream on top. That's what they do in the restaurants. And it is done. Very simple, and this is great. Normally I have this with my mantau, but this is great and very hearty. You can see it for yourself. There you go. All right, and it was done in a jiffy, in less than 15 minutes, in fact. All right, so it definitely works, even if you've got like half the ingredients. And I'm going to try out. Belle, can you get me a spoon, please? Thanks. All right, so that helps a lot that I am able to teach you guys the fact that you can halve the ingredients. I'm not sure if in baking, I think you can. I'm going to double check with my bakers, Eunice and Masita. Kau masak lunch kah ni, Pon? All right. So Lydia, my cousin's asking, am I cooking lunch? No, this is actually early dinner. I'm someone that eats dinner very early. So we've got like leftover nasi ayam that we had for lunch earlier on. And since I've still got quite an abundance of that, I decided to forego the fact that I wanted to make spaghetti bolognese as well as creamy mushroom soup and mantau because we've got so much food left. But I still wanted to do this with the cooking show, inspired by my friends who have been wanting to make creamy mushroom soup. And I am using, instead of button mushroom, which can be a little bit more pricey in terms of harga. I've changed it instead with Shitakke, as well as some enoki, which I had in the fridge. Oh, this is so good. Oh, very good. Actually, my daughter loves this. Isabel, you want to try it out? But get a new spoon. So you can try it out and let me know if it tastes as well. Because normally we use butter mushrooms, but this time around we're using shiitake. So this is great. Betty says she loves this mushroom soup from TM6. In fact, one of the greatest things about the TM6 is that you can make a lot of food that It's very simple, macam porridge. Kau rasa macam, kau mau masak porridge? No, you want? Yalah, tapi you need a spoon to scoop it up. So, macam porridge kan? And then normally we will put it in the rice cooker and then macam biar dia mendidih-didih kan? But then macam the texture is not so nice kan? The best is actually still on the stove. But with the Thermomix, in 20 minutes, you can get it done and you don't have to be bothered about it. You can just leave it to cook for you. And this is one of the great things about the Thermomix. It auto cooks and auto stirs, auto cleans for you, and there's an amount of other features. That's why it's going to be the perfect gadget for you to have during Ramadan, because you can't be tasting your food. You know for sure that it's going to be tasting exactly the same way it's supposed to. Give or take, if you prefer it more salty or less salty, then better recipe. But at least if you purchase it now, you will be having that little time to experiment with. Okay, this. Now I know sort of what the recipe entails. I like mine to be a little bit less salty, or I need mine to be a little bit more added salt. Then you can move around with that, right? Okay, so that is that. Yes, it's very sedap, bebe. Bagus kau cuba. Si If sebenarnya ada satu unit. Si Mami pun ada satu unit. It's my cousin. Okay, I'm just telling her. You should try it out and get yourself the Thermomix, which is great because we also have the advisor program where you can earn a unit. So masih bisa kata bah, kalau kau pergi jual 1-2 pun ada diskaun sudah kau punya unit tu kan. Bah, PM terpisis, okay? PM terpisis. Nanti kita bercerita sana. Alright. Just to let you know guys that this is the latest promo. I'm just gonna show it to you guys because we just got this fresh out from HQ. So just from the 28th March all the way till 10th April, because we've got very limited stocks of the Varoma set. These are premium perfect fit Varoma set. And we don't have any more stock coming in until the end of the year because it takes at least 6 months and we're running low in this. So these are the host gifts. When you become a customer and you host a cooking show with your family and friends, we get your advisor to host a cooking show, be it virtually or physical face-to-face, then you are able to redeem this. And this is worth 360 ringgit. All right, it has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 things inside this perfect premium Varoma set. And on top of that, if you pay by cash, you get extra goodies worth 440 ringgit, which includes the thermo server 2.2. This thermo server is able to keep your hot food hot and your cold food cold. It also has glass jars, so this is great because when you have your Thermomix, you can make your own yogurt, your own cheese, your own jams, macam-macam lagi. So I actually use this to put in my yogurt, and I also use it to put in my like creme brulee desserts and stuff because it's just a nice size. Or if you're paying full payment using your credit card, then you can actually get the Thermomat, which is also very, very, very premium, really high quality, really big, and it has all these like measurements around the side so that it will really help you in your baking process or baking journey. Okay, so that's the latest one. Do get in touch with your advisors or myself because it's a really good deal. You don't want to miss out on that. Again, the Varoma premium set is going all the way until the 10th of April because we've got very limited stocks left. In the meantime, Belle, can you just come over here and tell me how does it taste like? Do you like it?
It's yummy. I want another one.
You want another one? That's good news. So this is actually supposed to be for dinner. Can you just can you like go to the back and then tell me how you feel? Sadap ka, tidak sadap ka, jaga-jaga sambil kamera nanti jatuh.
It's yummy. I really want another one.
Okay, so that's her review. It's very yummy and she wants another one. So I'm guessing that it's A-okay.
It's like really smooth.
It's really smooth. All right. Very good, Belle. Very good. All right, I'm just going to quickly share this before I log off. Okay, I'm just going to go into Haritha's Instagram. I'm going to just share this with you because this is what he has to say being a comedian. And he has a lot of respect also for Will Smith. Unbelievable incident at the Academy Awards. As a comedian and a professional, I have to give it up to Chris Rock. Much respect for just taking it on the chin. And moving on, to be assaulted by someone whilst you're on stage performing is the most insane thing that could happen. Although I can't say the same for Will Smith, and I am a huge fan of his. I have no idea whatever's going on with him in his life at this moment, but to put it simply, that ain't cool. The worst thing is now Will has gone and made the entire ceremony about him and what he did, and that is selfish, unprofessional, and not cool at all. So that's something that came out from Harith Iskandar. I'm just waiting to hear from your views again. Okay, I'm glad to see that. Yes, Hari if masak and put in his story. That's great. Okay, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end my little live show today. It was something simple. I just wanted to show you that we can halve the ingredients with the creamy mushroom soup that is available of your cookidoo, and you can also substitute it with other mushrooms. It tastes just the same. Delicious. As you can see, my daughter is now taking her second serving. And in the meantime, tomorrow I shall be back, hopefully at the same time, with the other divas. Until then, take care, goodbye, and God bless. If you're watching the replay of this, please do let me know your comments with regards to the whole Will Smith and Chris Rock incident, all right?